Staff Sergeant Daniel Brooks had survived 3 deployments in Afghanistan. He had been shot at. He had lost friends. He had carried wounded soldiers on his shoulders through fire and smoke. But nothing scared him more than coming home. Home meant silence. Home meant memories. Home meant facing the life he had paused while serving his country. Daniel was 38 years old, stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. He had served in the United States Army for 15 years. Discipline ran through his veins like blood. He woke up at 5 a.m. even when he didn't have to. He folded his clothes with precision. He trusted his training more than his emotions. His wife, Emily, had been his high school sweetheart. She had waded through boot camp, through Ranger School, through every deployment. But war changes a man, and distance changes a marriage. During his 3rd deployment, Daniel noticed Emily's calls were getting shorter. Her voice felt different. She laughed less. Sometimes she avoided video calls, blaming bad internet. Daniel told himself it was just stress. Military wives carry invisible burdens, too. Still, something felt off. 2 weeks before his official return date, Daniel's commanding officer gave him unexpected leave. "Go home early," the captain said. "Surprise her." Daniel smiled for the first time in months. He didn't tell Emily. He wanted to see her face when he walked through the door. He wanted to feel normal again. But when the taxi stopped outside his suburban house at 9:40 p.m., something felt wrong. The lights were on. Soft music was playing inside. And there was a car in the driveway he didn't recognize. Daniel's military instincts kicked in immediately. He didn't rush inside. He observed. The curtains were half closed. Shadows moved inside. He stepped quietly toward the front door. It wasn't locked. His heart pounded harder than it ever had in combat. He pushed the door open slowly and froze. When Daniel stepped inside the house, his eyes landed on Emily for the first time. And there was another man standing with her. He wasn't threatening. He wasn't doing anything obvious. He was just too close. Emily looked at Daniel first. Her face went pale. "Daniel?" she said, her voice trembling. The man stepped back immediately. Daniel scanned him in a single glance. A civilian, mid-30s, no threatening posture, nervous eyes. "What's going on?" Daniel asked calmly but firmly. Emily's voice shook. He's from the Veteran Support Group." Silence. Daniel looked around the room. 2 wine glasses on the table, soft music playing, a candle burning. This was not a support group meeting. The man raised his hand slightly. "Sir, I didn't know she was married to—" "Stop," Daniel said. Not loudly. Just one word carrying all the authority of a soldier. Emily began to cry. "You weren't supposed to be home yet?" That sentence hurt Daniel more than anything else. Not supposed to be home yet. Daniel felt something crack inside him. He had survived roadside bombs in the desert. But this was personal. He turned to the man. "You should leave." The man didn't argue. He grabbed his jacket and left quickly. Now it was just husband and wife, 15 years of memories, standing there in silence. "Did you sleep with him?" Daniel asked. Emily hesitated. That pause answered everything. Daniel closed his eyes. For the first time in his life, he felt completely unprepared. "I was lonely," she whispered. "I was fighting for my country," Daniel replied. "And I was fighting alone here." That sentence stopped him. War wasn't only overseas. Sometimes the hardest battles waited at home. Daniel didn't yell. He didn't break anything. He didn't run away. Instead, he did the hardest thing of all. He sat down and spoke, not as a soldier, but as a man and a husband. "Why didn't you tell me?" Daniel asked. Tears streamed down Emily's face. She no longer tried to hide them. "Because every time you came home, you weren't really home. You were distant, haunted by nightmares. You pushed me away." Daniel realized she was right. Years of military training had prepared him for combat, but not for love. "I didn't know how to be both a soldier and a husband," he admitted quietly. Silence filled the room. Then Emily said something unexpected. "I don't want him. I want you, but not the version that never lets me in." Her words struck Daniel like a lightning bolt. The Army had taught him discipline, strategy, and strength, but no training could teach him to rebuild trust and love. Weeks later, Daniel made a decision that surprised everyone. He enrolled in couples therapy, sought PTSD support, and worked tirelessly to save his marriage, like a mission with no map. It wasn't easy. Trust didn't return overnight. Arguments erupted. Tears fell. There were moments when giving up seemed simpler. But Daniel realized a powerful truth. The hardest battles aren't fought on foreign soil. They're fought within your own heart. A year later, Daniel stood at a military appreciation ceremony. Emily sat in the front row. This time, when he looked at her, he didn't see distance. He saw partnership. When the interviewer asked, "What was your toughest mission?" Daniel answered without hesitation, "Coming home. Because sometimes surviving war is easier than saving love."